Do I look suitably post-holiday? Beachy blonde hair and tan and summer dress? No, I'm trying here. Hello, I'm back. I was away. You may have noticed, you may have not noticed. I went on holiday. I did a digital detox for a week. I did not use my phone at all. And that's basically what this video is going to be about, what it's like to not use your phone for a week. But before we get into it, I feel like I have to just say, I bit my cheek a few days ago, like the inside, and it's now turned into an ulcer, and it's really difficult to talk. I feel like after the dentist, if your like mouth has been numbed and you're like my molars, my back molars just like hit it every time my mouth moves. So eating and talking and drinking are very difficult, but I just put some like Bonjela numbing cream on it. It feels a bit better, but if I sound weird, that is why. Ow! So I went to Greece for 10 days, spent 3 days in Athens and then a week on Paros, which is one of the islands. I have like a full-on list. The 3 days that I was in Athens, I was still on my phone and on social media, but it was Wednesday night and we were getting the ferry to Paros Thursday morning. Wednesday night, I did all my signing off and then I just put my phone away. And yeah, and then I just spent a week without my phone on an island. Logistically, it was fine because I was with my boyfriend who is still using his phone. So his phone was being used for things like finding places to eat and Google Maps and making sure we could contact our Airbnb host. So we weren't like completely off the grid, still had access in order to like keep us alive. But me personally, I was off. My phone was just in my bag, which was in a cupboard. This was something that I have wanted to do for about a year now. I love the internet and I love social media, but it is kind of like my whole life. I just wanted a break from it, not because I hated it, just because I thought that might be nice. It was nice to take a break from work as well, because as much as I love my job, it's still a job, and it's a job that you kind of have to think about 24/7. But whilst I was away, I did kind of jot down bunches of notes, like as and when I was feeling stuff. I've not looked over this yet, so I thought I'd go through it and see how my no internet week went. On day one, I wrote itching to check my phone. That kind of lasted for maybe 3 days. That kind of like, and like forgetting that I didn't have my phone. It wasn't an awful feeling. It was just like there, and then I remembered, and then it went. My next note is, had to watch the boyfriend try and order an Uber. So we needed to get an Uber from our Airbnb in Athens to the port. One, he didn't have the Uber app, so then he had to like download it, and then he had to like set up his payment. It was the same frustration that you get when you're watching your parents or your grandparents trying to use technology. I was just like, stood there just like, let me do it, let me do it. Why are you so bad at ordering Ubers? And then forgot to text my parents, so I completely forgot to send like a talk to you in a week text to like my family WhatsApp group. So once we got to the island, I used my boyfriend's phone just to kind of like text my mum and just be like, hey, got to the island safe, right, now I'm signing off, bye. That night, we woke up to the alarm going off at 5 a.m. from the cupboard. Even though I had switched my phone onto airplane mode, we had to get up ridiculously early to get the ferry. So I had a 5 a.m. alarm set on my phone that I just forgot to switch off. So alarm's going off at 5 a.m. and have to go into a cupboard, to go into a bag to find the phone, to switch it off. Not ideal. Also that night I wrote, I had a dream about YouTube analytics. Can't remember the specifics of that dream, but it involved the back end of YouTube. Does it mean something? Who knows? All right. Day 2, I've written getting my news from the boyfriend. I have no idea what's happening in the world, and so in the morning you'd be like, oh, this has happened. G20 was happening whilst we were away, so it was like this and this and this. Period stuff. I did look at my phone to check my period stuff on the app because I was due on any day and I was just like getting ready, but the app doesn't use internet, so it's fine. And then I used it again like whatever day I actually did come on my period to kind of go, all right, period has begun, but then after that I just turned the phone off entirely. But you don't need internet to use the Clue app, so it's not cheating. This is the thing that I just really had an itch to do. I wanted to update my reading on Goodreads because I read like 2 books whilst we were away and I just wanted to update it so bad. I was like, I just want to update my reading. And then I wrote, don't know what to do with myself when Boyf is on the toilet. That kind of became a running theme throughout the whole holiday. Basically, anytime he was on the loo and I was like left by myself, especially when we're at a restaurant and then he goes to the toilet, you know, you normally just like pick up your phone and then you just like sit there on your phone for a bit so you're not alone whilst your buddy is on the toilet. I couldn't do that. I had to just kind of like sit there. Cool. It's by myself. It was fine. It was just that like initial kind of like, oh crap, I'm on my own again. The main moments when I noticed that I didn't have my phone were because me and him were just like hanging out together the whole time. When he wasn't there, I was like, I've lost my only friend. But then it also, like, it became nice just kind of, like, sit. I can't actually remember or recall, like, what I did. Ate my food. Maybe I ate my food. Not written anything under day 3. Uneventful. Day 4. Dreams about emails. Yep, I had email dreams. Email dreams and YouTube analytics dreams. And then I also wrote things happening / thoughts I wanted to text my friends. You know, you've got the classic, like, group text things that you got going on, and I had, like, just a few moments where I was just like, oh, I want to share that with them. Day 4 continued. I've not read these. Okay. Even if I could use my phone / the internet, I probably would just be taking pics / using Google Maps / stressing that I haven't posted an Insta that day. And it is so true. That week was just so good for me to kind of be like, oh, like the world didn't end. I didn't upload an Instagram in like a whole week and it's fine. I kind of now still have that nagging feeling of like, oh, what's my Insta gonna be today? But I care a little bit less. I don't feel massively stressed to post something every day, but I still do. A little bit, maybe. It's gotten better. Day 5. The boyfriend showed me this hilarious Moana / Rick and Morty parody video, and I had like such an urge to share it, and I have no idea if I'll ever find that video again. It is a parody of the song You're Welcome, and like Rick is singing it. And it's hilarious. So if anyone knows where that video is, please send it to me because I just want to watch it again because it was so great. Day 6. Oh wow. There's a lot of dreams. I had a lot of dreams. Dreams about the day I'm back on social media. I tried to take a selfie to announce I'm back, but they were all terrible. I actually do remember this dream. It was like I'd lost what it took to take a good selfie, and then I gave up. I was just like, screw this, never mind. And then I had a thought that day, a really terrifying thought. What if First Aid Kit announced their new album release date and I'm not online to know about it? I had forgotten about that until I just read this, but I looked it up on my phone just before filming this, and they have not announced their new album release date yet, but oh my god, that would have been... I just love First Aid Kit. When are they going to release the new album, please? And then I have nothing for day 7, so I'm guessing, like, by then I was just chill. I do find it really weird that there were dreams. I don't know what that means. Someone tell me. I mean, that was just a list of observations. I don't really have any, like, deep thoughts about not being on the internet for a week. Originally, I was only going to turn my phone on once we landed back in London, but we had this whole day of waiting around at airports. And my boyfriend was just like, you can look at your phone. Like, look at your phone. And after that, I just kind of like sat there again for just a few more minutes. Just like, I'm not ready. I know I can now, but I still don't want to. Eventually, I looked at my phone and it was very exciting. Notifications galore. The thing I was terrified about looking at though was my email, but that got managed. We managed the emails. That whole travel day, I just couldn't get off my phone. Back to normal. Like trying to walk around the airport, just like, And my boyfriend's just like, Hannah, don't use your phone whilst we're walking. So have I learned anything? Maybe not. All I know is that it was a great week. I definitely could not do a week without internet whilst in London at home, like living my normal life. That would be insane. I would not be able to stay alive. And I wouldn't see any of my friends. But being on a very chilled out island, just hanging out with one other person on holiday, piece of piss. Piece of piss. If you can, I would highly recommend it. Just make sure that you have Google Maps. It's only been a few days, so I don't know if I'm like more chill about my phone or not. We'll see. But yeah, that was basically my experience of not being on the internet for a week. Thank you so much for watching this video. It is good to be back. I have to say, it was a great week, but at the end of it, I was like, you know what? I'm excited to get back online and back to work, and it feels good. It feels good. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done a digital detox before and how that went for you, or if you really want to do one. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Can't like smile properly because of the fucking ulcers. I'm like, bye.